This show is produced by the Hartman Media Company. For more information and links to all our great podcasts, visit hartmanmedia.com.
Welcome to the AIPIS show for accredited income property investment specialists and those who aspire to be. If you're a real estate, mortgage, or financial professional, this is the place for you. We'll explore innovative investment analysis, sales, marketing, and income-generating strategies for the most historically proven wealth creator, income property. Learn from the experts as they show you how to build a better business and a better life.
It's my pleasure to welcome a returning guest back to the show, and that is my friend Pat Hiban. Pat is a podcaster and an author, and he runs a mastermind group. His new book is entitled Tribe of Millionaires. Pat, welcome back.
Thanks, Jason. Great to be here.
It's good to have you on. Where are you located?
Today I'm in Folly Beach, South Carolina, which is a small island on the ocean right outside of Charleston.
Fantastic. And that's where you live about half. You have two homes now, right?
Yes, I got two homes, one in Maryland where I grew up and one here. I'm about 8 months here and I'm about 4 months there, maybe 3 months there, and then a month abroad or so.
Good stuff. Before we jump into your new book, Tribe of Millionaires, which I firmly believe in the concept, so I can't wait to talk about that. You've got a long history in the real estate business, training real estate agents. Just thought I'd kind of talk to you at first in general about the industry, about the economy, the market, what you kind of see going on.
Well, it's interesting. Part of me is regretful and part of me is excited about the last decade, let's say, of real estate. I was in real estate sales, Jason, for 30 some years and full time as an agent. In 2011, I pretty much got out of the business. And at that time, when I got out in 2011, I thought to myself, this thing's a dog. I've ran it as far as it's going to go and blah, blah, blah. And lo and behold, all the people that stuck around are making millions and millions of dollars and selling houses and making real estate commissions. Now, of course, I continued to invest, so I was able to ride the wave through investments. So
right.
It's not like I'm that bitter, but at the same time, it's fascinating what has happened. And I think that it's almost too good, it seems to me.
Yeah,
like the real estate agents that are coming into the market now, you're starting to see them from all types of people. Anybody can get their license, as always, and you're starting to see, 18-year-old kids and bartenders and
all kinds of pizza delivery people. Yeah, right, I know. It's great being a little older because you really develop some real perspective that, interestingly, can't really be communicated that well. Some things in life, well, many things in life, you just got to kind of be there and experience it. But I've certainly seen that cycle come and go many, many times over the years, and I know you have too. Whenever you have a low barrier to entry business like real estate, it's pretty easy to get a license anywhere. You see the people come and go with the tide of the economy. I'd say for investors, one of the things you really have to watch out for is these kind of fly-by-night operators that are here today, gone tomorrow. They're just here to skim the cream off the top of a great economy and a great market, and they'll be gone in the next cycle. You want to deal with people who are really building a business and really committed to it because they've got something to lose, right? Rather than the guy who's just doing a transactional type of business versus a kind of has a long-term vision for their career, right?
Yeah, no, it's fascinating. I mean, I probably, and I'm not exaggerating by this, I probably get one email a week from a real estate multifamily, almost all are multifamily syndicator, who, when I look them up, have only been syndicating, let's say, for 2 years and just jump right, never even bought rental property, never even bought a single house and go right to syndicating multi-million-dollar places. And I turn them down for my show because my show is more about real estate agents and real estate sales. But at the same time, I wouldn't have them on anyways because I don't trust them in that, unless they've been doing it for 10 years, going to your point, they're not in it for the long haul. They're just in it to get the froth off the top, like you said.
Right. Skimming the cream, exactly. So, I mean, to be fair, everybody's got to start somewhere. We were all new at one point, right? But the thing is, if you haven't experienced a cycle in the economy and your entire career has been on an upswing, say you got into the business in 2009, your whole career has been nothing but an upswing. And you just really have no concept of how the dynamics of a marketplace change when, you can hear it, you can study it, but there's nothing like being there because there's just a million little nuances that you just don't know.
It's interesting. With GoBundance, I get to meet a ton of people, and I see a lot of young people going all in, like pushing all their chips on the table last 12, 18 months or so. And I sit back as a 53-year-old and I look to myself and I say, holy shit, he's pushing it all in. I don't think he should be doing that. But then I tell myself, oh, Pat, you're just jealous because
right.
You might be missing out on it. Maybe he knows something that you don't know, and he's going to be richer than you in 5 years, and he's 20 years your junior. Right. So how much do you think is that? How much do you think is guys like us really jealous?
There's a little bit of that, no question, because, you look at people getting into whatever part. I mean, real estate is a giant industry. So we're talking about syndicators of deals out there promoting their securities, people running funds, or people just doing flips and selling the flips, or wholesaling, or brokering and just being an agent or a broker. I mean, there's a million different parts of the business, right? And you look at these people coming in and they have no baggage. They don't have to manage anything from the past. And when you've been around a while, you've got all these like little sort of messy things from your past, right? Everybody does. If you took risk and you did deals, you got stuff to deal, like properties that you still own that maybe you don't like, that you're still managing, or this deal that you still want to unwind. Maybe you got into some deal and you didn't like it that much and you got to unwind it. And unwinding these deals takes time. It's hard. It's work, whatever it might be, or your technology too. When you have old technology and you have to deal with legacy issues, literally just like managing your emails or your old calendars. I think about these new people like they don't have to deal with any of that. They just come in with a clean slate. They got the newest technology and, go. So I agree. There is a little bit of envy, no question.
Yeah. So, I guess time will always tell.
Right.
You know what I mean? Time will always tell. And, the funny thing is I look back, to be honest with you, and I thought everything was going to change about literally 4 to 5 years ago. Like I paid off my house on purpose in 2015.
And by the way, I have to say, listeners, I would never recommend that. But go ahead, Pat. I get the psychology. Go ahead.
Yeah. I said, let me have cash. Let me have some conservativeness here, because I am a compulsive spender on deals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. I cannot have $100,000. It's very difficult for me to have $100,000 in the bank. Literally every time it comes time for me to pay taxes, I'm like, damn, where am I going to get the money? Because I just invested in 3 deals, And so because of that, I need to take the money if I want to be conservative and put it so I don't spend it. And so I said, probably 5 years ago, I started saying, this market's about to crash. Let me just pay off my house just in case. And lo and behold, it's run. If I'd have took that $1 million and invested it in deals, it'd probably be worth $5 million or $3 million at least now in the type of deals that you and I do with, multifamilies and things.
Right, exactly. One of the things that can help get people through a cycle is obviously having a team, having a network, having a group of resources, of people resources to draw upon. People with experience, people that have been there and done that. A lot of people talk about it's not the how, it's the who. Because learning the how takes a long time. We can all do it, of course. Everybody listening can figure out the how. But you can cut a lot off that learning curve if you just know who has already been there before, or who has the resource to solve your problem, or that little gem of wisdom to solve your problem that you might just experience not at a formal presentation it might just be a casual conversation that turns on that light bulb for you and gives you the idea you need. And your book, Tribe of Mentors, is really about this network effect. Now, the inventor of the Ethernet, talked about the network effect and how the value of a network grows exponentially in proportion to the number of nodes on the network. For example, the first telephone is useless, right? If you have one telephone, who are you going to call, right? If you have one computer connected to the internet, you really can't do much of anything. But when that network grows and there are a lot of people or nodes on that network, it becomes more valuable. Tell us about Tribe of Mentors and some of the effects. You talk about the first effect, the second effect, the third effect.
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's Tribe of Millionaires.
Oh, sorry, not mentors.
Yeah, no problem. But it's the same, a similar concept. So Tribe of Millionaires, it's a fictional story wrapped in nonfiction. So what that means is what we did is, and as you know, many nonfiction books are this way, and some fiction as well, but we hired a guy, Dan Clements, who writes for Darren Hardy. He writes all Hal Elrod's books, David Osborne's books, writes a lot of the books.
Yeah, Hal Elrod's been on the show, sure. Yeah.
Yep. And so he flew to Japan with 27 members of GoBundance. We're a men's mastermind, business mastermind. And he flew to Japan with us, 27 guys, and he spent a week with us traveling through Japan and interviewed us as to, what makes us rich, not only financially, but also health, relationships, contribution, things like that. And then he decided, I want to write this book, but I want to make it a fable. So we got together and we created this fable, and it works like this. There's a guy named Ethan Martinez who loses touch with his father on purpose. They have a falling out. 22 years goes by. Ethan's father dies, and he needs to come to the funeral to deal with the estate. Now, the funny thing is, when he last left his father, he thought of his dad as a deadbeat. And when he gets to the funeral, the father has 6 pallbearers. All are billionaires and multimillionaires. And he says, holy dirt, how does my dad know all these rich guys? And of course, they're all athletically slim and they're all in great relationships and they just got it together. And they finally come to him and they say, listen, in order to cure the estate of your dad, part of the deal was that you spend a week with us on an island, on this special island. And so they fly him on their private jet to an island and they spend a week with him. And then he uncovers these truths about spending time with billionaires and spending time with multimillionaires and what you learn from just immersing yourself in someone else's company. And the book goes on to explain the effects that happen one at a time. And we know this as a fact. It's a known human phenomena that happens that if you get together with a tribe of people that think bigger than you and think more positive than you, then naturally good things are going to come of that. Napoleon Hill was the first one to bring that to light, right? 100 years ago. Mm-hmm. And so
the reference, by the way, I should just point out the reference. Napoleon Hill talked a lot about the power of the mastermind group and the value of that. So, he, of course, is the author of Think and Grow Rich and many other books. By the way, I loved Outwitting the Devil, one of his books that a lot of people don't read. And I thought that was great. I gave it to my mastermind group at one of our meetings. That was really good. It was a sleeper book.
It was a cool book, but I don't know if you ever listened to the audio, but it's haunting.
Yeah.
He's got the voice of the devil is the devil that you hear in the movies and stuff.
Wow.
It's really gross. It's like, oh my God, you have to listen to it to understand what I'm saying. But.
Good stuff. But that's the Napoleon Hill reference. So go on.
Yes. Yep. So he was a big fan, obviously, of the mastermind. He said I heard an interview with Napoleon Hill once, and he said, if you had to boil your book down into one thing as to why people fail to become rich, what would it be? And he said, I can't boil it down to one. I can boil it down to two. He said the first reason would be they quit too soon. Like they give up and then they change gears and do something else. He said the second is they fail to develop a proper mastermind.
And that mastermind could be formal or informal, just, so you understand that. It could be like a paid business that is a mastermind, like the one I have and the one you have. But it could be just an informal mastermind with associates that you respect, and you get together. Just in practice, though, I find that when it's a paid mastermind, it's just got more structure and stuff happens more so than it does in the informal one,
You're forced to talk,
right?
Like you're forced to sit at a group of people and discuss things that you certainly wouldn't normally discuss at a dinner party.
Well, and not just that, when you pay for it, you're at stake and you just respect it more. It's just human nature,
Right. One of the things at GoBundance that we've done is we talk about this in the book, we've created something called a one sheet, which is kind of like a baseball card. You have a picture on the front, but then you flip it over. The baseball card has all the statistics of that baseball player, but we have statistics of what is your net worth, right? How much money do you have coming in passively versus trading time for money? How much do you weigh? What's your body fat? All the statistics that would determine whether you're kind of a whole life millionaire, right? All things. And then we go over those. It takes half an hour to go over yours. So you're forced to sit with someone else who is similar to you, right? Or better than you, financially, health-wise, that thing, and go over the back of your baseball card with them, and it motivates you. It works.
Yeah, good. Okay, so talk to us about some of those effects that you mentioned in the book.
Yeah, so what happens to Ethan is the first thing that happens is he finds an effect. The first one he finds is the influence effect, which is your destiny is shaped by those around you. It just happens. Jim Rohn said it best when he said, you are the average of the 5 people that you hang around the most. It just can't be explained, but it just, trust me, it works. Right? It's like what your grandfather used to say, you lay down with dogs, you get
fleas, yeah.
There's another interesting one, which is effect number 4, which is the authenticity effect, which is you find your true self amongst those you trust. And so what happens on these GoBundance trips is we do things together, like activities, like a snowmobiling. We play broom ball, let's say. We play ultimate frisbee. We go into caves, go swimming in caves and things like that. And what happens when you do those sort of activities, you tend to trust and you build instant rapport with those that you're doing those with. It's another human phenomenon. It goes back to when people go to war. If you look at these guys from Vietnam,
they're bonded for life. Yeah, right.
They're bonded for life. They
and same with wives. Same with their boys. Yeah, same with. That's kind of like part of the idea of the Greek system in colleges. Fraternities and sororities, and I would just say that kind of a different way to add to your point, Pat, that shared experiences are the stock and trade of friendship. And when you go and you do things together, that's just when the magic happens. Yeah.
I'm writing that down.
Yeah.
The stock and trade.
The shared experiences, the stock and trade of friendship. You can quote me on that one.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And, you and I feel bonded to you. You and I have done some cool stuff together.
We have. We did bobsledding, remember?
Yeah. We were on our own team.
In Whistler. In
Aruba. Right?
Yeah. Well, that was in Aruba.
Race.
Yes, in the Amazing Race. We did do that. We came in last because we got lost.
Dead last.
I know.
Well, we connected.
I know. And then we did the sledding in Whistler in Canada as well. So
yeah.
Some cool stuff.
Yeah, that's right. So that sort of happens, and then you're able to, if you're having marital problems or you're having, some issues or whatever, you're bonded enough to the person that, first of all, you're not as offended when they're like, Jason, you need to
get it together. Yeah.
Get it together. Right?
Yeah.
You need to look at this. Yeah. Maybe this is not a good idea. Mm-hmm. Where everybody else tends to be a yes man because
they want to be friendly and they're just right. Good point. Okay, any other effects you want to mention?
Well, the other one that I like is the 6th one, which is a connection effect, which is your life can be measured by the quality of your relationships. And it kind of goes back to these pallbearers, right? So this guy dies, and his life is represented by his pallbearers. Now, we have something in GoBundance called GoPods, and what these GoPods are is about 4 to 5 people that meet anywhere from a weekly to monthly, and they go over their goals. Where are you on this? What's happening with this? Things like that. And again, these authentic relationships are created, and it gives more value to their lives, because they now have these brothers that they can say things to that they would normally not say to anybody else. Mm-hmm. It's just very hard for me to walk up to somebody in Folly Beach, South Carolina, that I'm friends with, and go, "Hey, what's your net worth?" Mm-hmm. It's just awkward.
Yeah, I know. At times, I really wish that stuff was published, because you'd eliminate the fakers. But
yeah,
absolutely, good stuff. Well, Pat, let's just wrap it up with any closing thoughts you have about real estate, the economy, masterminding, whatever, and give out your website.
Here's the thing. I guess the whole economy thing is above my pay grade. I'm not going to just comment on that. I talked to Jason earlier before we even started this. I really want to get at one of our events a point counterpoint and get two people, a bull and a bear for the U.S. government, a bull and a bear for the U.S. economy, a bull and a bear for the stock market, real estate, crypto, cannabis, whatever. I do believe in cannabis being a much bigger industry than it is today, and I've invested heavily. I probably got $1 million in different cannabis companies. So I'll throw that out as one of my beliefs. But other than that, I say, let's wait for the future. I still am investing in real estate. I've done a couple of deals this year, but they're different type of deals. They're like a WeWorks. I invested in a WeWorks sort of situation. And a lot of our multifamily, actually, we're selling because we're just getting offers. We're just getting offers that are too good to refuse compared to what we paid just 5 years ago. And so I think I had about 7 multifamily deals that I was in, and 3 have sold already, and the 4th is getting ready to go to settlement. So, I'm dwindling down on those, not consciously so much or aggressively, but just because, we're getting offers on them, or
it's kind of hard to resist these great offers. I just sold one of my apartment complexes that I owned with a client, and man, I couldn't believe, it seems like we got a great sale out of that, but I don't know, 5 years from now, I might look back and think, why did I sell that thing?
Right. And that, and here's the thing.
But I'm still reinvesting. It's a 1031 exchange, so it's not like I'm out of the market. But yeah, go ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep, that does happen. Yeah. So anyways, I'm going to leave you with this website. What we're doing, guys, is we're giving away this book for free. If you want to learn more about Ethan Martinez and his 6 effects that he learns, and you want to learn more about the real GoBundance, because in the back of the book, we kind of tell a little bit about the real members of GoBundance, and all the characters in the book were kind of evolved from real life members, like Hal Elrod. Hal Elrod was our 25th member to ever join. We have over 200 members now, and some of his personality is in this book, as other members of GoBundance are in this book. So what we're doing is we're giving it away for free. All you got to do is pay the shipping, which is $7. It's a no-brainer. You can go on Amazon and buy it for $20, or you could get it for free. Just go to tribeofmillionaires.com. That's tribeofmillionaires.com, not Tribe of Mentors. I don't know where that will go, but tribeofmillionaires.com, and get it for free. It's just $7, and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your feedback, either on Amazon or anywhere.
Good stuff. Thank you for joining us, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you so much for listening. Please be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any episodes. Be sure to check out the show's specific website and our general website, hartmanmedia.com, for appropriate disclaimers and terms of service. Remember that guest opinions are their own, and if you require specific legal or tax advice or advice in any other specialized area, please consult an appropriate professional. And we also very much appreciate you reviewing the show. Please go to iTunes or Stitcher Radio or whatever platform you're using and write a review for the show. We would very much appreciate that. And be sure to make it official and subscribe so you do not miss any episodes. We look forward to seeing you on the next episode.